for another vlog session of Accepting the Unexpected. This vlog is specifically about my first trimester, just trying to catch you all up on where we're at. I am at 23 weeks now, but obviously before I made it to 23 weeks, I had to get through those first 3 months of pregnancy, which instead of being called the first trimester, they should be called the first ring of hell, because that's kind of what I went through for at least 6 of those 3 months. And granted, I didn't find out we were pregnant until I was like a month and a half maybe, so I can't really say I went through 3 months of hell, but it was pretty bad. Like, nausea was one up there. Like, it's not morning sickness, all day sickness. And what most people don't know is that nausea that you get is because your body is hungry and it stays hungry. So it's morning sickness because you've usually gone 8 hours without eating because you're asleep. So you wake up and your body is automatically hungry. And what's really bad, well, at least for me, was that there were very few things I wanted to eat. I didn't have food cravings. I had food aversions. Like, I couldn't eat meat. The only form of meat I could eat was processed meat. I haven't eaten processed meat since I was like 10 years old. And really the only thing that I could eat a complete thing of were Lunchables. The chicken and the turkey flavors got me through those like 6 to 8 weeks of hell. Yeah. Because baked chicken tastes like metal. Like I was eating aluminum. Like when I tried to eat those Progresso soups. No. Disgusting. Lunchables and little oranges were the only things that I was really able to keep down during my first trimester. As well as, not only was nausea up there, but heartburn. Oh my God. I didn't realize that indigestion and heartburn were a part of pregnancy truly until one Saturday, me, my husband, Wendell, and my girlfriend Talia, we all went to IHOP. And the thing about being pregnant, you go from being okay, not hungry, to starvation within a matter of seconds. You don't really get a huge leeway between, oh, I'm cool, to, oh my God, I feel like I haven't eaten for a year. So we go to IHOP, and Blanca was the waitress's name, because if I see Blanca out in the street, I'm going to tell her about herself. Blanca was taking our order, and it took her about 15 minutes just to get our drink order to the table. So in the meantime, those 10 minutes, I have been completely starving. And what happens is when you start to get hungry, like I said, you get nauseous. So when the food did finally come out, I thought, well, if I hurry up and eat as much as I can, it'll make the nausea go away. Wrong. Instead, I ended up with indigestion and heartburn straight for 24 hours. To the point it felt like there was a brick sitting right underneath or right in between my chest. Between my breasts, it felt like a brick was sitting there, and the brick was on fire. I literally sat on the couch and probably cried for that entire time because there was nothing that I could get to relieve the pain. And that's when I realized that women who choose to get pregnant for the second time must be on crack. Because if I had to experience that ever again, I would know that's what I'd be doing. I must be, getting some of that good rock in my system. But luckily, after that incident, I read up on why I got indigestion. And with pregnant women, you have to eat smaller, more frequent portions because it takes your food less time to digest. Yes, another blue ribbon we get of honor to be pregnant. So heartburn was another thing. In the heartburn and the nausea, once I figured those both out, I was able to get them under control, but it took me a while to figure out what was causing them. So, I know some people pick on newly pregnant women because we're all about reading books, and they're like, the things that happened in the book never happened, in your pregnancy, blah, 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 whatever. It helped me because I know my mother had never had indigestion like that when she was pregnant, so she really didn't know where I was coming from. So the good old book told me what not to do. Another problem I had during my first trimester was that I would take 2 3-hour naps during the day. I couldn't figure out what was my problem. I was getting, well, I really wasn't getting enough sleep at night, but it just felt like I could never get enough sleep, as if I was trying to go into hibernation. And I hated having to sleep that much because I wanted to be up, I wanted to do stuff, but your body just refuses completely to allow you to do anything. Other than the sleeping, though, you get a heightened sense of smell. And that's awful because I could smell myself, which was the problem. So I thought that I was funkier than normal on most days, and I thought that was actually causing my nausea, was that I smelled it like a pig farm. Yeah. And I knew, I was like, okay, everybody around me must be able to smell me. What is this? It's just, no. You have such a heightened sense of smell that things that normally wouldn't hit your nose immediately. So, you know, back pre-pregnancy, if I didn't take a shower at the beginning of the day, that'd be cool. If I didn't get to it until the middle of the day, that's fine. No. As soon as I woke up, I would eat me some crackers and jump into the shower because the smell, oh Jesus, I just knew something was wrong, and I knew people would eventually tell me, Angel, why don't you just carry some perfume around with you, because you smell like crap. But I realized that was just because my nostrils could pick up smells from anywhere. Oh God, that's the worst. It's the worst to think, oh, I'm getting fat and I smell. Jesus, double whammy. Goodness gracious. But I guess the biggest thing that I went through in my first trimester was depression. I don't know about postpartum, but I tell you what, I know about being depressed while you are pregnant. And I think, of course I was depressed because I got pregnant prior to me wanting to be pregnant and feeling like I wasn't giving me and Marcus or the baby the best possibility of achieving or succeeding in life, because I didn't feel like we were at the right point in our life. But I was even more depressed because I wasn't happy that I was pregnant, and I felt bad. Like, you want to be able to tell your child, oh, we were so excited that, you know, we were so excited when we found out we were pregnant with you. But instead, I was angry and sad, and I felt so bad, and I was like, you know, the baby's going to know this. I already felt like a bad mother prior to, you know, even being able to truly digest what was happening in this whole program. So, this whole process. And so that was really hard for me. Like, I cried my eyeballs out. It was so funny. I told both of my best friends, Erica and Nina. And Erica is the best friend that is like, I'm not about to let you wallow. You know, this is a blessing. No, I understand you see it a certain way, but you have to understand this is God's plan, and, you know, everything's going to turn out. Where my best friend Nina is the type to be like, I understand this is horrible, and I'm going to cry with you because it is horrible. I've been there, and this is the worst thing ever. So, you know, I had both of them to maybe help me out. One that was trying to pull me out of the muck and mire, and the other who was like, I will lay in the muck and mire with you, honey. So, it took us a while. And Marcus, he wasn't happy either at first, but I think for me, he began to get more of a positive outlook so that I could come out of the depths of hell where I was at. It was just, you know, like I said, some people are so elated because, you know, some people, it's hard for them to get pregnant, and they work so hard to get pregnant, so when they get there, it's just like elation. Where for us, it was so unplanned and it was so unexpected. You know, we really felt like, even though, I look back on it and I can see how we messed up, but we didn't see it as that. We thought that we were doing the right thing this entire time. But, you know, I realized God has plans and we have plans, and obviously we never have meetings to confer on whose plan is going to go, and His plan always trumps ours. So, yeah, but that was definitely the most difficult thing about the first trimester, is truly getting myself to the point of, like this whole thing is, accepting the unexpected, and not only accepting it, but looking at it from more of a joyous point of view, you know, like, because I've always said, when I have a child, I feel like it's my responsibility to raise someone who, you know, turns this world upside down and makes, you know, a bigger difference than what I ever could. So I just felt like I wasn't in the place to be able to do that, but I mean, really, was I ever going to be in the place to be able to do that? I think I might think I'm Superwoman, but to be honest, I don't have any superpowers, so I don't know. It's just, it was a little crazy. Let's see. The only, the two other things I'll talk about, and then I'll go ahead and sign off, was, so, you know, I know I'm pregnant and I don't want to gain a lot of weight because the women in my family have gotten quite huge when they were pregnant, and huge and not cute. Like, they're not, you know, those aren't synonyms. It was like the end of the spectrum. Like, we would get so big and just so not cute looking. I was not trying to be that pregnant chick, and also I didn't want to have to work off all that weight after having a baby. So I was like, I'm gonna hit the gym now. I'm gonna get my body, you know, dope, keep it together so that I'm not gaining a whole bunch of extra weight. So I go to 24-Hour Fitness out the Galleria where I work out at, and I'm not doing much. I did a little bit on the treadmill, and then I did some push-ups, and then I was doing the Roman chair where you hold yourself up by your arms and you bring your knees up to your abdominals to work your abdominal muscles. And I nearly passed out at the gym. And you know, most people would have been like, oh my God, the baby, is everything okay? I'm more worried about embarrassing myself in that gym. So I'm trying to walk out slowly, but I almost didn't even make it to my car. I had to take so many pit stops just to get to my car in the parking lot so that I would not embarrass myself and roll down the escalator. So I think that was the moment for me to let me know that I have truly limited control over the situation. My body is no longer mine. It belongs to this little baby inside who is now kicking me. But that was, you know, that really taught me a lesson, because before I could push myself as hard as I wanted to and nothing could stop me other than me. But that baby put a halt in my system. But the other point in the first trimester where I really got to grasp what we were going through was our first doctor's appointment. And the baby on the screen looked like a piece of chewed up bubble gum with a butterfly fluttering in the middle of it. And my husband looked at the doctor and was like, are you sure that's the baby? Like, there could be gas or something in her stomach while you're over here trying to lie and say it's a baby. And amazingly enough, obviously, it was a baby. And by our second visit, which was at, what was that, 2 months, maybe 3 months at the end of the trimester, the baby was gigantic. It had feet, toes. And then Marcus asked the doctor, you sure you have it on the right channel? Because we were expecting to see this piece of chewed up bubble gum again with a little butterfly in its chest. But all of a sudden we see this gigantic head, which he gets from his father, honestly. And, you know, these gigantic feet, again, which he gets from Marcus. And I don't know. It just makes it really real that, you know, this is not a joke. You are definitely pregnant, and you got a baby growing in you. So, anyways, that was my first trimester. A little bit of hell, but luckily that part's over. So, anywho, hopefully you'll check out the next vlog, which we should have up sometime next week. And we'll also start posting questions of the week, because I know people love to give their opinions to pregnant women, so I want to hear them. Not to say that I will respect your opinion. No, I want to hear what you have to say, because you know what? Every woman's experience is different, and you know, it's always nice to hear a whole lot of different experiences and opinions, and even not just pregnant people, or people who have been pregnant, people who know pregnant people, or people who have opinions on how they want to do their pregnancy. It's always nice to hear those opinions, because some of them are absolutely fantastic, at least in my opinion, and some of them are absolutely ridiculous, at least in my opinion. But I'll keep my opinion to myself. I'll leave it all my point of views on the blog. But yes, please come back. And I hope you enjoy the ride. All right, peace and blessings.